Kelli, Christine, Lupe, thank you for being here today. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Excellent. And thank you so much for being here. So I think what the audience would just like to know off the start is, how did you guys end up getting into barbecuing? How did you become a pitmaster, Kelli? How did you end up building barbecues, Lupe? What's this all about?
So I'll start because that was before Kelli, but we used to do competition cooking in our area. County. First, it started with the county, and then we got famous, and not famous, but we worked our way up to organizations. So IBCA was one of them, local. And at that time, you think you're sort of big because now you're part of an organization, but we were no good. I mean, we weren't there, for the drinking, and we weren't there. I mean, we were competing. We stayed to ourselves and with our local friends, but it wasn't a party atmosphere. But for me, a lot of it was the barbecue pits, and that's the story we've always told. Is we would go, but that's if you're into barbecue pits more than you are barbecue. Where do you go to see barbecue pits? Like a car show, you go to cook-offs. Mm-hmm. So we started, and we started making a barbecue pit, and then we ended up. By the time we finished, we have our pit that we call cool pits. And then basically it's carbon steel on the inside, ceramic insulation, and stainless on the outside. Looks like it's a 50s hot rod. Yeah. And so that's pretty much how we got into it. Kelli would go along with us, and Chris would do the sides. And it was something to do. It was kind of cool. And then not the time before last, Texas Monthly came out, and Daniel Vaughn had written an article about these 1,000-gallon smokers. Ooh. And it's like, man, that is cool. I mean, you like to build one, but how do you build one without, having a restaurant? Mm-hmm. So things worked out. Christine was ready to retire, and we got an opportunity to build our first 1,000-gallon smoker.
Was there a particular dish that you guys have on your menu that really took a long time to perfect? Like, was there anything that kept you guys motivated to really just get it right?
Well, that's everything, unfortunately. I mean, we do a lot of research and development. I'm doing that now. I've got 4 or 5 things going on at the house right now that we're playing with. And, but when you get at this level, or you want to get at this level, what we noticed that across Texas, anybody who was 50 or above, they all had a signature dish, mm-hmm. something that you can mention, and that, that person, is known for it. Our friends at 2M had a mac and cheese with chicharron. That's this dish. Everybody's got their own dishes, and we wanted something that was unique that would be ours, and something that nobody ever done before. So if you're into grilling and you think, what can I make that nobody's ever made before? What is out there that has never been done before? So we thought about that, and I wanted to play with a tamale, and we put our hands together and ran a bunch of samples. But when you look at, we offer a smoked tamale, and mm-hmm. nobody's duplicated that in 6 years. We actually made that tamale, had it ready to go before we even opened the restaurant. As we opened, we would make 2 tamales a day that were open. It would stay in the warmer. We wouldn't let anybody take any pictures of it. We let everybody take it home, and we either eat it. Unfortunately, we threw them away, because we didn't want him to get out. But
wow.
My idea was always, if you're like at school and you have a joke and you're not the cool kid, somebody else picks it up, becomes their joke. Right. So we held on to that tamale to the day that Daniel Vaughn showed up, and I was at the cutting board, and I asked him, I said, have you ever had a smoked tamale? He goes, yeah, all the time. Which means smoked meat wrapped in corn husk and then steamed. And right. I left to the end, and we had already named it before he even showed up. And he shows up, and I unfold this little miniature brisket off of butcher paper, and he goes, what is that? I said, this is our smoked tamale. This is our Texas Monthly tamale, and named it right in front of him. And that has been really the most unique item. When we looked at it, we figured that, like your guys or, pellet guys, somebody has actually done that before. And when we do interviews like this, we do tell people that it's unique enough for Texas barbecue. But then when you look in Mexico and you do a Google search, nobody's smoking a tamale over there either. So right. It's pretty cool to be unique in at both locations.
Oh, amazing. I can't wait to try one day. I'll have to get to Texas for that specifically. That sounds so great. Wow. I love tamales. I actually had a tamale today. So Kelli, as a pitmaster on the top 50 list of Texas, what do you think? What would you like more people to kind of like understand about the day to day life of a pitmaster?
I think what people don't understand is when you go to a regular restaurant and something doesn't come right from the kitchen, you can send it back. You can say, "Hey, this wasn't cooked well," or it was too
Can you
salty.
just pop another
Or
burger on?
yeah, and they can remake it for you. With barbecue, especially our barbecue, you can't do that. I mean, what comes off has to be right the first time. And so that's why
Because it's a whole day's worth of,
yeah.
a couple of days worth of work. If it's something goes wrong, you're out of luck. So
Yeah. Oh,
That's why
yeah.
we have to be here.
Your smokers are custom built and they're kind of central to your process. What aspect of your gear really matters most to you guys when you're adapting and making new recipes? Do you find that you're building new equipment with these?
The equipment we needed to build, so the 1,000-gallon smokers that we've designed 6 years ago now have become to where others are utilizing almost the same concept.
Hmm.
So the concept we have, when you see a regular 1,000-gallon smoker, typically the firebox is at the bottom half. So you take, you cut it and you lower the firebox down, and the heat comes across. And usually that first door is not used very much because the heat is actually coming across your grate. So for Kelli, we ended up doing, it looks like a torpedo. You take a 24-inch piece of heavy duty pipe, schedule 80, and we put it right in the center of the end of the head of the vessel for the tank. And what that does is allows us to bring the smoker down lower. So Kelli, being 5 foot tall, wouldn't be able to reach into the other smoker. So now the firebox is in the way. And what we found out is, I explained that heat still rises. If you have a 1-story house or 2-story house, the heat's going to go to the top of the ceiling anywhere you have it. So, and we see that. So she puts her turkeys right by the firebox. If she puts her crazy birds right by the firebox, he goes over and gives them a pretty color, and you're able to use that front door. And so it's a concept that others have also are now incorporated to some of their builds.
Very cool. I mean, yeah, I guess it's a little bit flattering that people are copying your builds, but also I'm sure.
They may not be copying, but I know some of them from other countries. They may have realized that it's maybe a different concept.
Sure, totally. Texas barbecue is really famous for building senses of community and outreach. Do you guys have any good stories about you guys used to go to big competitions and stuff. Do you have any fun stories about how it's affected the community?
Well, not so much the community. I mean, when we would go to competitions, I mean, you're supporting the local community by being there.
Right.
But we do go to festivals when we're invited, and most of those are, they're I guess, music festivals. But now that you said that, Kelli and I are fixing to fly out to California to Heritage Barbecue. We're doing a festival over there that's actually, it's gonna, all the proceeds from that festival we're attending are going to be for the flood victims that here in Texas that just happened.
Right.
So
That's really
it's going to
great.
give us an opportunity in a roundabout way to give back.
That's super. Yeah, that's
And
fantastic.
barbecue always brings people together and becomes family. So we have a signature cheesecake,
Yes.
the smoked pork belly cheesecake.
Wow.
And it came about because we had some customers
regulars.
that they were regular customers, and then they just started coming over a little bit more,
And we hired your son.
and we hired, and then it turned into, okay, we closed the restaurant, let's go to the back, let's sit down, have a few beers and talk and mess around.
That day was beers and shots.
Well, we know where that leads to.
We're celebrating my birthday, and the lady Jennifer made an awesome cheesecake, and I said, "Hey, how would you like to?" We come up with a cheesecake for the restaurant, and that day, Sinful Sweets and Guns is their brand, but she makes our cheesecakes for us. She's one of our employees. She cooks them here.
She started working for us, just making us our signature cheesecake.
So we've helped. I mean, she's got her license and she's got her inspection here. So it's like her kitchen.
And then from there, she started her own company called Simple Sweets and Guns. So she makes cheesecakes, and her husband sells guns.
So
How Texas.
Yeah, that's very
Yeah,
Texas.
very
yeah.
Oh yeah, they take care of Christine's cheesecakes and my guns.
Yeah.
Right now, in your kitchen, what is the most unconventional ingredient you have in there?
Oh,
They're looking at you, Kelly.
We use a big red syrup as a basis for our rib glaze. And so we went scouring to find where to buy that for the recipe.
And the way that started, we talk about competition. Back in the competition days, when you turned in a rib, you wanted that pretty red color. You wanted, I mean, not quite candy, but at that time when we were doing it, but you had that vibrant color, and we always wanted that. But when you own a restaurant and you're open up all day, you need to serve the same quality at 11 as you do at 7.
Right.
And what was happening is when you do the 3-2-1 or whatever you do with ribs during competition, if you let it sit out, the sugars in it start caramelizing and they'll start getting dark. And we were having that problem. So what we ended up coming with is taking, I call it Big Red Crack, which is actually 100% syrup out of the Coke machine box. And we mix that with our sauce. So about 15 minutes before service, that when that one rib's going to be served, we open it up and all we do is dab it with our mixture. And it looks the same at 7 as it does 11. And so, yeah, you're right. That's
wow.
They don't
Very
last
cool.
Because people
they don't last till 7. But
they don't last till 7. But
Right.
yeah,
Usually sell out of them pretty quick. That's great.
Yeah. So when
That's
you're
cool.
when it comes in and you don't have a Coke machine, a fountain machine, but you've got the big box of syrup.
yeah.
My advice would be, I mean, you see with every hobby, you have a lot of people that'll spend 6 months out of the year researching and looking at it, and they never do it, but they may buy it and they even use it. But man, get your Kamado, get out there, put some pork on it. It's cheap. Just use it. Learn while you're doing it. Yeah.
That is fantastic advice. The advice is to just get out there and start doing it.
Yep. You can always eat your mistakes unless they're too bad. But
Hey, there you go. You can always eat your mistakes. I love that.
Yep. And of course, thermometer, you all know that. I mean, that's your biggest tool here. We've got multiple thermometers all over the place.
I bet. Yeah, it really is a science when it comes to that. Okay, well, Nevarez family, LaVaca BBQ, thank you so much for spending the time with us and telling us about your journey and some upcoming things. And it was great to learn about you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you
so much.